We invite to the stage His Excellency the President of the European Council, Mr. António Costa, to deliver his remarks.
President Christodoulides, dear Nikos, distinguished heads of states, dear Ursula, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great pleasure to be here in Nicosia as Cyprus assumes the presidency of the Council of the European Union. Rotating presidencies always inject fresh momentum into the European Union. They ensure that each member state has the opportunity to shape the European agenda. They make the European Union stronger because it benefits from the diversity of our Union, made up of 27 unique countries with different cultures and interests looking at the world from different points of view. I have no doubt, dear Nikos, that under your leadership we will continue to make Europe more secure, more prosperous, more engaged and more united. The motto of the Cyprus presidency could not be more timely: an autonomous Europe open to the world. Cyprus brings a unique perspective to this task. In the Mediterranean, we find the roots of our civilization. And as a Mediterranean island nation, at the crossroads of Europe, the Middle East and Africa, Cyprus understands the importance of building bridges, fostering dialogue, and working toward inclusive European solutions. Cyprus takes the helm of the Council at a very challenging moment, when the international rules-based order is under attack, undermining multilateralism, fair trade, and the fundamental principles of the United Nations Charter. Cyprus' own history of occupation and division has given it a very concrete understanding of the crucial value of international law for peace and stability among nations. Europe is not just a geographical reference. It is a community of values. Our collective strength is based on prosperous economy and increased investment in defense. Yes, but above all, it depends on the consistency with which we defend these values. That is why the European Union cannot accept violations of the international law, whether in Cyprus, Latin America, Greenland, Ukraine, or Gaza. And ladies and gentlemen, on Greenland, allow me to be clear. Greenland belongs to its people. Nothing can be decided about Denmark and about Greenland without Denmark or without Greenland. They have the full support and solidarity of the European Union. Europe will remain a firm and unwavering champion of international law and multilateralism. We Europeans have learned from our own history that unilateralism is a fast track to conflict, violence, and instability. The Russian invasion of Ukraine has demonstrated this once again very clearly. A war of aggression that constitutes a gross violation of international law and principles enshrined in the United Nations Charter. The European Union's steadfast support for Ukraine represents a bold defense of those principles shared by nations around the world. That is why we will continue to fight for a just and lasting peace in Ukraine. At the last European Council, we committed to providing Ukraine with the financial resources it needs for the next 2 years. And yesterday in Paris, together with like-minded partners, we agreed on the security guarantees Ukraine needs to deter further aggression. Cyprus Presidency will also be a critical moment to continue supporting Ukraine's reconstruction and to advance decisively on the path towards European integration. This will be the best investment the European Union can make to ensure long-term peace, stability and prosperity in Europe. It is in a multipolar world, an enlarged European Union means a stronger, safer and more peaceful Europe at home and abroad. The next enlargement to Ukraine, to Moldova, to the Western Balkans is crucial to strengthen our Union as a geopolitical player. To make enlargement a reality, we must act on 2 fronts at the same time. First, we need to continue with reforms in the candidate countries. Second, the European Union must prepare itself to accommodate new members. In the context of the ongoing Ukraine peace negotiations, progress on enlargement is especially urgent over the next month in order to reflect the impressive pace of reforms by Ukraine. Accession is central to any peace deal as the key foundation for Ukraine's future prosperity and development. But 2026 is also important for the accession of Moldova and the Western Balkan partners. For Montenegro, for example, the next 12 months can see the completion of their accession negotiations, and we hope that the drafting of their accession treaty can start very soon during your presidency. Ladies and gentlemen, in 2025, the priority was to create the building blocks of the Europe of defence. We must continue to implement that agenda and accelerate our work towards European defence readiness. But in 2026, working hand in hand with the European Commission, we must give a new impetus to Europe's economic competitiveness, and we must deliver for our citizens. Because social cohesion without prosperity is unsustainable. That is why, on the 12th of February, I will convene a strategic brainstorming session on European leaders to discuss how to harness the full potential of Europe's single market. The European Union is a powerful single market and the powerhouse of trade. We are the largest trader of manufactured goods and services in the world. And we have built the most extensive network of trade agreements covering 78 countries. And we are making it grow even further, not only with Mercosur. The Commission is making an impressive progress in negotiations with countries like India, Indonesia, Thailand, Malaysia, Philippines, and the United Arab Emirates, to name just a few. As a predictable and reliable partner, the European Union's fair trade agenda is shaping global economic rules and fostering shared prosperity with partners around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, our ambitions in security, competitiveness, and social and territorial cohesion require a long-term budget that equips us with the necessary resources. By the end of 2026, we must agree on the framework that reflects the needs and ambitions of Europe, that is not only secure and competitive, but also fair and resilient. Cyprus leadership will be crucial to prepare the next stage of budget discussions, ensuring that our financial resources are aligned with our goals. Finally, Cyprus' proximity to and diplomatic engagement with the Mediterranean, the Middle East and the Gulf are a key asset for Europe's relations with all these regions. Cyprus plays a central role, notably through its leadership in humanitarian assistance to Gaza, with the Amalthea initiative ensuring it reaches civilians' safety. It will also make a crucial contribution to the European Union's role in implementing the peace plan for Gaza endorsed by the United Nations Security Council. And Cyprus leadership will be equally important to strengthen ties through the Pact for the Mediterranean. In the same spirit, President von der Leyen and I will be in Jordan in the next days to hold the first EU-Jordan summit, and we will visit Syria and Lebanon. I'm looking forward to the European Union's leaders meeting with our Mediterranean partners, scheduled for April here in Cyprus. Ladies and gentlemen, the Presidency of the Council is not simply about sharing meetings or drafting documents, but it is about building consensus, enabling compromise, and keeping Europe moving forward in the way that reflects the diversity of our Union and the common goals we share. Cyprus' dedication to the European cause, along with its deep understanding of the challenges we face, will enable it to fulfill this role with success and effectiveness. Together, we will ensure that our Union remains united, acting decisively for the benefits of all citizens. Thank you, and I wish the Cyprus Presidency all the best in the months ahead. Good job, Nikos.
Κυρίες και κύριοι,